All right, hello and welcome, welcome, welcome. You know the deal. Terraform Mars Solo Challenge. Last time we played, I think we did an awesome Manutech run. And by awesome, I mean we managed to barely survive despite the game trying to kill us. This could be an interesting Ecoline run. Usually Ecoline is painfully low on cash, so this could give us some income, but then we could also lose some income for some plants. And then the ocean could be swapped out instead to give us something to put our greeneries beside. Just depends on if we have any oceans here. We don't. We don't have any Jovians though, so Saturn Systems is the alternate decision, and basically that's just not it. I feel like the ocean is the better start because we want to put greeneries down. This is a good combo later on, for sure. Buying an energy income and then selling it. All this other stuff, I don't know if it's that relevant. Other than perhaps getting lightning harvest later, but I only have a single science tag, so I think we just take this. We take the polar, and then instead of any of this, we buy a aquifer here, and then a greenery only costs us a handful. Now, the real question I have is I always play artificial photosynthesis for the energy income because I find it so much better to get 2 energy income, right? It's 1/4 of a heat bump, you could think of it that way, as opposed to 1/8 of a greenery. But with Ecoline and placements giving you money back and plants back, I actually think that this is an example of when the plant income, especially being at this break point, makes a tremendous amount of sense. Another thing I might do is take the world government and get another ocean for us to be adjacent to. Now, here are some long-term heat income, some long-term Venus bumping, some long-term energy, and I do have 2 plant tags, so this might be like a Gen 2 where we don't do much card play, but we pick up basically what we're going to do in the future, given that the cards in our hand are not that phenomenal for us. And now we have enough plant income that even by putting a single greenery down for 1 plant, we can keep doing that all the way to the double. Because we're going to be at 8 plants next round, so then we'll get 1 back. Then we'll be 6 plus the leftover, enough for this one. And that will be good. With the money we have, I mean, we have -1 income and very low TR. At least we now have some heat. Mole is going to make a big difference there. We have a couple of Venus things set up for the future. I mean, I think we're in an okay spot. We basically just have to not play any cards this gen. Or not buy any new cards. You can buy 1 more card. Let me phrase it that way. I'm going to get a couple heat bumps early just because this production is so meaningful. And then, yeah, this is a good chance for a lava flow. A lava flow and a neutralizer factory, both looking pretty good. If I take only 1 of these cards, then I could play the mole area. If I take 2 of the... Well, yeah. Because if I place a greenery, I can only get $2 back unless I put it here. Which, I don't know. Maybe that is worth doing. Because I really would appreciate the mole hole. Or the extractor balloon. But I think the mole hole is nice. And once we get to 10%, you can see we have a couple things that are going to accelerate the Venus. Let's play this. Let's get a titanium. It'll be helpful. We have a couple things like our titanium discount that we know we're going to want to play. And yeah, now we have quite a bit of heat. I'm going to do 1 more heat bump just to make sure we get this heat income this gen. We already can lava flows to get 2 more bumps. I'm looking at the rest of these cards, though, and I'm thinking, like, Archaea Bacteria is a plant income for Ecoline that is absurdly strong. Getting to 6 income is borderline a greenery every gen. Asteroid will be helpful later, given that we have a discount on the way. And then I just want to go lean, but do you take a domed crater to try and have enough points? I don't think we have the money for this. I think that we just stick to throwing down greeneries, getting this heat bump, and then with the money we have left over, Archaea Bacteria is just the right choice, I think, quite frankly. So even with $9 left over, that only opens up the space station. It would have been nice to get the lava flows for 2 more TR and a heat income, but like that's on the radar. We can do that for 2 titanium if we're worried about tempo and opening ourselves up to this more rich green area. We could also do it for the cards, but without the oceans there yet, I'm less interested in that. We have the power if we need it. Yeah, I think it's time to pivot to Venus. The only question with that is when I get a bump from the government, I could still pick a heat bump so that I can just use my heat to get the next bump and leave lava flows and asteroid for later, so I can invest in things like extractor balloons. One way of thinking about it. The other way to think about it is no, just play the lava flows and use the government to push Venus because reasons. I'm not sure which we'll do. Either way, where are we in terms of economics? We have 7 TR over the baseline, -1 in terms of income. That is nothing. That is terrible. That is 6 income of money, no metals, no discounts for money, no actions to get more money, like terrible. However, we do have some discounts in hand and some powerful cards, which leads me into the terraforming discussion. Do we have 5 energy or heat? Well, we have 7 heat. So we're well off on heat, and we have more than 1 plant income. We are at 6 plant income, and we have the discount as Ecoline. So we should be good there. Like the oxygen should basically be more or less set at this point. 6 income? That's pretty solid on any run. Let alone the fact that we know we have insects in the future. If we do get another plant tag, we can really get some value out of that, or a wild tag. Also, in terms of terraforming, we do have a Venus solution in that we have 1, 2, and then a one-time use card. That's pretty good. And we have some long-term heat help on top of this. So I think that's all really good. The place we're going to struggle the most is points. We have no VP cards. Almost none of our cards have VPs. The only one is our discount card. And we don't have any cities. And we had an option of a city earlier. Hopefully we get a better option for a city later. But what could really turn this around for us is potentially a points animal card that requires oxygen, since the oxygen is going up so quickly. So, I don't know. We've done a lot of terraforming. We have a long way to go. We will see what that does for us. I'm going to go ahead and lean into getting the heat bump so that I can invest in long-term Venus stuff. Atmos Scoop certainly adds to that. We shouldn't need Eos Chasma, but it will be helpful as a plant tag, a building tag, a hopefully 1-point animal, a little bit of income. I think we can take it and still afford to do the things that we want to do. So allow me to play that. And then, yeah, the extractor balloon, along with our first Venus bump of the game. We have some floaters coming in here later. Yeah, I mean, that's good to go. Now we have an even of 8 heat income per turn and almost an even 7 plants. So nothing to hate there. Let's keep getting that support on the Venus. A Jovian multiplier, it's interesting, but we do not have the cash to play that game. Satellites, we don't have any space tags played yet. We could easily get 3 income from the card though, with Space Station making Space Mirror cost $1 and then playing satellites. 3 income for $10 I think is worthwhile. 2 plant income. It doesn't come with a plant tag. It comes with more negative money, which is a problem for us. I'm going to let that sit. I am not interested in having less money right now, and I actually think that we're at a good spot in terms of plants. I would like to have more plant tags to enhance it further. Because, I mean, 2 income for 9 is realistically the same. It's just that I can hold on insects for longer. So let's get our space station. Let's get our space mirrors. And if I lava flows, I can get 2 titanium. But I don't have 2 cards worth selling. So instead I will play satellites. And if I am playing satellites, the question is, do I play for plant income or do I play for energy? The energy will bring us back down to 0 income, but this energy will start to turn to heat, and we need more support on the heat income than we do on anything else. 8 is not going to be enough to get us to the end of the game. Another Venus bump will align us for this free card. Aerial mappers will help us do Venus faster. This stuff would help us look for points, okay? Atalanta in particular, I'm looking at it because it's a solid 2 points in card draw. I'm going to take it. We might never be able to play it because we're not economically that strong. But we are going to give it a run for its money. We're not going to go for card draw on this card. We're just going to push extractor balloons as hard as we can for now. We're going to maximize money back on our green replacements. And yeah, we got Heather. Heather for next round and Eos Chasma, even without the animal, might be worth playing just because that will align insects for 4 plant income, which is a pretty big deal. I might hold our $12 in that case in the effort of going for lava flows to being how we get all the way up to -12. We could do it with asteroid, but asteroid could benefit from other things as well. We could also start buying energy income with the expectation that Venus Magnetizer is like a sure play next round. So when am I going to start buying $7 incomes? I don't know. $29. This is 16. This is 6. That's 22. Plus 9. That's like $30. That's my whole next turn. Minus whatever money back I can get on placing greeneries. And I still wanted to play lava flows. So I don't think I have the money for Venus Magnetizer and Space Mirrors yet. But it's high on the list. Let's keep taking help in heat or oceans. Or I'm going to take an ocean, actually. And try and set up some future love. I don't have titanium income for you. I don't have any earth tags for you. I don't really doing a Venus thing or a Jovian thing overall. Local shading, it's too late. That's how I feel about those cards. So we're not going to take any of them, and we're going to focus on playing the cards that we've got. Oh, I don't need to do the lava flows because by playing this, I'm actually getting the oxygen heat bump. Interesting, interesting. So that means Venus Magnetizer is likely on the table. Deimos down means that we have a lot of flexibility with heat. Let's get those greeneries, this green plant income stuff all out. All right, we're at 11. 11 income seems real good. And then we come in here and we start doing Venus bumps. I would love $1 to buy more energy, but we're not at that point that we have to do it yet. We can use the energy we have already. I think that we're pretty high on TR at this point, given we had to be with 0 titanium and steel and only 2 money income, but like, hey. I still think we need help on Venus, so we may as well set ourselves up for this bump. Air scraping means that we can bump Venus for the rest of the game. Venus Governor costs $7, so that's paying off in like 4 turns of production. That's nothing. Windmills is actually kind of worth playing because otherwise I'd pay $7 for a single energy income. This way I get a point. I do not have the tags for Omnicourt. Simple as that. So this is going to enhance you. And then air scraping is going to enhance you. And now you've got basically bumps for the rest of the game. This is a bump. And now Venus is solved. Venus is solved. That feels good to say out loud. I'm going to start buying standard project oceans. And placing my greeneries over here. Because look at that. 1, 2, 3 greeneries all along these oceans. That's some good cash back, I gotta say. The real thing now, like you're actually able to pop off. 1, 2. Yeah, like this can be used for heat bumps. This is heat bumps, heat bumps, heat bumps. Heat is also solved. Basically, I just need oceans. Because oxygen's solved. And I think it's worth playing a neutralizer factory. It saves me using $7 to buy an energy. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, we only ever had one science tag, so both of these cards are still unplayable. So we can, I don't know what to do with that information. Just say like, hey, it's not as bueno as you thought it might be. Ice asteroid gets us the 2 last asteroids. Greenhouses is plants. The 3rd last asteroid comes from the track, so seems pretty good. This might be a good chance for a Deimos. That'll get us the free. And then we get 3 cards. Arctic algae, unplayable. Giant solar shade, irrelevant. And pets, not really there, fam. So 3 useless cards, basically. I have 2 heat bumps coming from productions right now, so I might not even need an asteroid at this point. But that's okay. That means that, like, realistically, at this point, I almost should be buying cities. I'm going to do this asteroid as well. Maybe we'll get something. Peroxide power. I think I'm just going to power this up for one, like a 3rd bump. So it'll get 1 more next gen. I'm kind of early. It's weird to say, but like, we should just pass with our money. We've actually like terraformed everything at this point. Let's just get our heat bump and anti-grav. I mean, look, I have no science. I've been waiting for science all game. I'm not going to get it. At this point, we are buying standard project cities, I believe. So I can let extractor balloons fire itself up, and then it can use itself in the last gen, which means that this can make a aerial mapper get me a card in the last gen. The heat bumps don't need to come from cards. Like, nothing has to come from cards. I'm going to buy pets. And I'm going to buy a city here. And then I'm going to buy a city where? Here, 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 here. I mean, the grid looks like you go here and here. This one's some good money back, though. $6 back. Still, I'd rather have the adjacencies. So here... I mean, look, I have the energy if I need it, so I can just overpay and steal. Grab a titanium. I may as well do this Venus click now. I can do it next gen, but I'd rather have the extra $1. And then I'm forced to take a heat bump from the government if I don't want to take the Venus bump. So yeah, I mean, we're just building out cities, baby. Take our money to the next gen. We're just ahead. We just did terraforming. We didn't do any like productions that weren't terraforming, and now we're here. We picked up a bunch of terraforming cards we didn't need. We never got offered in the late game any cards that we wanted, quite frankly. Card draw one more time for city, please. Micro mills, no. Swing and a miss, right? Like, this is a game of just irrelevant cards for the most part. So we can get rid of all these things. I mean, we only have 5 points on cards, right? Like, that is our fear that we talked about at the very start of this game. But that's okay. Let's go ahead and buy cities, because we get city points from our pets as well, and that seems reasonable to me. Am I buying another city? It's one more point worth of pets. It's one more plant. Just, do you put it here for the money? Put it here for the plant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're basically, I'm just looking at our stuff. Like, greenhouses will give us 7 plants. We have 7 plants in hand. Then we have 11. So that leaves us with, after paying a third greenery, that leaves us with like 4. And then you could get a greenery here, or a plant here, and a plant here. Even if you get both of these plants, okay, you can't get to 7. That only gets you to 6. So plants are worthless at this point. We just get money back. And then we get the greenery. And then 2 greenery placements. Not to mention, I have $7. I won't have enough, even if I go here and here. Like, $8 is not enough for anything meaningful. We have terraformed everything. So yeah, we'll get all this cash back. And there you go. So hopefully our points come from the board. This is like some classic Ecoline. 19 and 21, baby. I mean, it's just a shame that our only TR cards were not really there for us. 61 instead of 63. But otherwise, like, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. We terraformed the whole planet basically a gen early. We just chose to wait to the 12th to optimize our infrastructure. This is, Ecoline can terraform on a budget. Who knew? I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Ciao for now.